Hey guys, welcome back to the JPM Performance channel. It is once again time, of course, for a shop tour. Here we are right in the middle of October, October 17th. And of course, we're going to jump into our weather reports, right? It was cold this morning. It was in the 20s. I think we're going to recover here over the next week and we're going to see more back to 70 degrees, but I think the high today is like 60-ish. So ride the wave, man, ride the wave. It's part of living in Kansas. So let's get into the shop tour. All sorts of stuff going on and all sorts of stuff coming in the next few weeks too. So, okay, we've got a MCO EGMT here. I'm just in the middle of rebuilding. This transmission is going to go to, it is being sold and repurchased by another F production Miata guy who wants to upgrade his transmission game. So what I'm doing here is I'm cleaning everything up, as you can see, getting all this taken care of. I've got the stack in here. I was just waiting on one of these locks, which if you guys have seen these, they go into, these are so cool. So they go into the nut and then they go into the shaft here. And they're offset, so once you get this torque down, you can tink, 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 find the right one it goes into, and bam, it'll go right in. So the previous customer had broken one of these, and if you've seen my IMCO rebuild video, you saw me break one of these. So it's a real easy thing to do. Problem is, these things are like 90 bucks, this little sucker. So got that in, got my little piece of O-ring cord that I needed. So I'm looking good here. A couple dog rings, tail seal. Get this thing together and get it shipped out real soon. Okay, so kind of chipping away on a bunch of different things. Got an STL 1.6 cylinder head I'm working on here for a guy up in Wisconsin. That's kind of this project. I'm working on some Honda, H production Honda EW4 camshaft development. So working on this motor for Bill Lampkin, this old 84 to 87 early Honda single overhead cam 3-valve, really interesting engine. Hard to get parts for. I'm kind of sourcing things and developing things on my own. We're going to see lots of this stuff coming down the pipe over the next few months. Ended up making a really nice chamber mold out of the cylinder head and getting that sent out so we can make some really nice pistons. So I'm kind of working on that too. In the meantime, chipping away on all these cars. So I've got Steven Simon's car here. You can see I've got his transmission out. We are going to remake our differential mount because he also has an EGMT IMCO. You can see installed into the car. And he's also due for an engine refresh. This old motor, you can see she kind of looks pretty nasty. This old motor here has done her job. I'll tell you what, this thing's got a ton of races on it and still ran good at the runoffs. Good enough for third place, so must not be too bad. But definitely due for a refresh. So we're gonna take the next step with Steven and really try and up this car's game. I do have something in the shop, which is something I don't do a lot of, but I do kind of enjoy now and then, and that is a street Miata. So this is just an 01, and actually very nice example. Only 54,000 miles on this car. It's an 01 Miata, and the timing belt and water pump have never been replaced, right? So definitely due for that 23 years later. So just waiting on a couple parts and pieces, but already have it stripped down with the new water pump installed, just waiting on timing belt, valve cover gasket, things like that. So we're looking pretty good there. Starting in on Ken's project. So at the runoffs, last week you guys saw that I gave Tech some kudos about not making us yank cylinder heads. So just getting ready to pull the intake manifold back off, pull the valve cover back off, get everything back situated, get this car back together. Ken will be going down to Florida for Homestead and Sebring in January, so don't have a lot of time to hang out and savor our second place at the runoff, so it's time to get back to it and kind of get this rocking and rolling. think we're going to be looking good though. A little bit of body work to do still, but we're going to get to it. It's not a problem. So you guys have seen the LS3 ND2 over the last, I don't know, since we built it, right? So finished this car in like January of 22, and then I got it back, and we're kind of getting things all situated and organized and cleaned up and perfect and beautiful. Just did all the pictures. John helped me with the videos. Just sent everything over to Bring a Trailer 2 days ago. So we're going to put this car on Bring a Trailer. A couple of these cars have sold on Bring a Trailer in the last couple of years. This is the only ND2 that I believe that has had this LS3 Habu Flying Miata conversion done to it. And this car is just gorgeous. 6,900 miles on the car. There's only about 1,500 miles on the conversion that we did. The car just drives amazing. It's really, really nice. But it's time to move this car down the road. So it's probably going to take a few weeks for me and Bring a Trailer to get all of our ducks in a row with all the pictures and the videos that we did. But I'll let you guys know so you can check that out when it pops up onto Bring a Trailer. So we're looking good there. Mazda 2 updates. Always something going on, right? So a couple of things on my list for this winter. One of them is to change the fuel hose routing. So when Mark Brackey built this car, he teed in the fuel cell into the stock lines that run under the car. And then when that comes up into the engine compartment, you actually, it's really tough to find a good fitting to do like AN fittings for a stock steel line over into 6AN. Plus, I'm not a big fan of having my fuel lines run under a race car anyway. I'm going to start working on stripping that out and replacing that line from the fuel cell up to the engine. But the other thing I've gotten done in the last week is the car is completely back together, right? Everything's back together. The intake was on last week, but now the throttle body's on. All the details are finished. It's back together, ready to go racing. I just need to warm it up, change the oil, and then work on some of my other little details. So you can see I've got the wheels and tires off, and I actually talked to Mazda, and they do have replacement rockers and doors. So I trying to source a good used door. I can find one, not super expensive, but these cars they're not like in the junkyards. It doesn't appear to be very prevalent. So even if I found a door for 120, 150 bucks, it's going to cost $300 or $400 to get it shipped here. So I'm just going to get a new door. I'm going to skin it out. I've got a new rocker panel coming. So that's going to be one of our biggest projects for the winter, as well as, of course, complete nut and bolt check, making sure everything's good. I got hit in the wheel at the sprints, so I was kind of concerned about the suspension. But this is a full-on body hit. Bam! So this is mainly cosmetic. We'll get that all fixed, and then John gets to wrap the door again. We'll probably redo the Sunoco and get ready for the season. Tentatively planning, well, not tentatively, planning on going to Road Atlanta in March for the first race of the year. I really like going to Road Atlanta. It's a super tour. There's always good competition. Really looking forward to that. So just kind of chipping away. We've got a few more things coming for this car as well. I'll probably show you guys some of it over the winter. But we always have to develop. As soon as you think you're going to, just because you win a championship doesn't mean that the guys, and I know they are, they're also working hard. The VW guys are going to be working really hard this winter to develop their cars and make them even better. I'm going to do the same thing. So we're working good on that. I'm going to have some BMWs in the shop. So the RX-7 is leaving on Saturday. So all of a sudden I'm going to have a lot more room here. And we're going to have Bill Miller's car back for some fall work. His 328. Bill actually, as you know, we talked about it a couple weeks ago, finished third at the runoffs. But we've got a list of things that we want to improve as well. Also have Cameron Walgren's car coming next week at some point. I will shuffle his car over where the ND is. So we're going to have a bunch of cars in here next week. Lots of work to do, lots of engines, lots of transmissions. I've got differentials. I've just got to keep pushing, right? So oftentimes I get a little time off between the runoffs and the first of the year. This year, it does not appear as though I'm going to get that. So that's okay. Best to keep busy anyway. Hope you guys have had a good week. Appreciate all your comments on all the videos as always. And yeah, I'll see you next week, and thanks for watching. Have a good rest of your week. Take care.